Hello! Today we're going to learn a really useful reading skill that will help you understand new texts much more quickly.
Reading a new text can feel a bit like visiting a new city for the first time. Before you start exploring, you'd probably look at a map, right? Just to get a general idea of the area. Well, we can do the same thing with a text before we start to read it carefully.
This technique is called surveying. It's the first step of something called global reading. And it's simple. It just means you run your eyes over the text to see what stands out. This helps you understand the main ideas and the structure before you get into the details.
So, to see how this works, we're going to practice with an article called Ace the Assessment. We're not going to read the whole thing, though. Instead, we're just going to survey it to find the answers to 4 specific questions. Okay, so here is our mission. We are going to find the answers to these 4 questions by surveying the text. We'll go through each of these questions one by one, and I'll show you exactly how to find the clues in the article using this surveying skill.
All right, let's get started with our first question.
So, what kind of assessments is this article actually about? To find this answer quickly, we should look right at the top of the article. The title and the subtitle are almost always your best clues. They tell you the main topic right away. And here it is. The subtitle tells us that employers are using these tests as part of the hiring process. So we immediately know the article is about employment assessments.
Great, that was pretty straightforward. Now for question number 2. This one is about understanding the article structure.
For this one, we're looking for the big general sections of the article, not the smaller subsections. So as we survey the text, we need to look for large, clear headings.
And as we run our eyes over the text, we can see 2 main headings that really stand out. These divide the main part of the article into 2 general sections.
Here's the first one. This heading tells us that this section is going to explain what the tests are looking for.
And here is the second main heading. So the article first explains what the tests are, and then it gives advice on how to do well on them. The little bit at the end is the conclusion, so the main body has just 2 sections.
Now here's where this becomes really useful. Because we know the structure, it's much easier to find the answers to the next questions.
Our third question is, what do the assessments measure? Well, based on the heading we just found, the answer has to be in that first main section.
And if we look in that section, the answer is right there in the text. The article clearly states that the tests measure 3 things: competence, work ethic, and emotional intelligence.
All right, we're on our final question now. Let's use the same surveying skill to find the last piece of information.
So, how can you do well on these tests? Well, we know the second section is titled Mastering the Tests, so the answer must be in there.
When we survey that second section, we can see smaller subheadings, and these subheadings give us the answer directly.
And there you have it. The article gives advice under these exact headings. So the main ways to succeed are to practice, take care of the logistics, and be yourself.
So let's just review what we did. We answered all 4 of our questions, and we did it without reading every single word of the article.
This is the real power of surveying. By looking for these key parts, like the title, subtitles, and headings, you can quickly get a map of the text. It helps you understand the main ideas and structure before you even start reading in detail. This is such a valuable skill. The next time you have to read a new academic or professional text, try surveying it first. It will help save you time and allow you to approach your reading with much more confidence.